Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, General Hospital. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Things have been getting a bit dark on General Hospital lately, and no, we're not talking about the Willow-Michael Drew drama. The war with Sidwell is bringing out the worst tendencies in Port Charles's most prominent citizens, from Jason holding Marco hostage to Sonny going to war with his father. And that's gotten some fans a bit on edge. Steve Burton, Jason, and Bradford Anderson, Spinelli, chatted a bit about this in the latest episode of their podcast, Stone Cold and the Jackal. Anderson even mentioned how some folks feel like Jason's becoming too dark, maybe even as bad as Sonny. The whole Marco hostage situation definitely had them worried, but not Burton. I just don't know what that means exactly, because we can't really forget what Jason's job is. 15 years ago, nobody would have any questions about this at all. Jason's job, who and what he was very clearly defined. He was Sonny's enforcer, his hitman, and that meant getting his hands dirty and getting violent. But now, as Anderson pointed out, Jason's doing that less than ever, and therein lies the problem, Burton pointed out. That's why I think people are having a hard time adjusting to it. I don't really do any of that anymore. In fact, when pressed, Burton had to struggle to remember the last person Jason killed. There was the sniper who was trying to shoot him on the docks when he first came back. I feel like I've maybe shot somebody else, but I can't really remember. And it's not just Jason who's pulled back. Things just aren't quite the same as they were back during General Hospital's mob heyday, though that has swung back a little recently. I think they were trying to make Sonny Sonny again, the old Sonny, compared to this Sonny when he killed Jagger. I think they were trying to reinstate that edge. He's in charge. And that was just fine with Jason's portrayer. As far as he's concerned, there needs to be more of that, quite honestly, of Sonny in charge, of Sonny going, hey, go take care of this problem, and I go take care of the problem. This is what we used to do. I don't know if it's been watered down, the power. Before, when Sonny would say, hey, go take care of this, the audience knew it would be taken care of. Now you're just not sure if Sonny will follow through or Jason's going to say, hey, maybe there's an alternative here. At the end of the day, though, he acknowledges that nothing stays the same forever, and that includes people, both real and fictional. Ultimately, moving on is okay, because there is progression in life, and people do grow. Sonny's talking about, and I'm talking about, getting out of the business. Whether or not that actually happens, though, is another thing. But you know that old saying, it's always darkest before the dawn? Maybe we're just hitting that darker point. In the ever-twisting, emotionally charged world of General Hospital, Jason Morgan has always been the quiet storm, the stoic enforcer with a soft spot for those he loves and a moral compass forged in fire. But recent shifts in his character have sent tremors through Port Charles, and fans are feeling the quake. And now, so is Steve Burton. In a candid, no-holds-barred conversation, the man behind the black t-shirt and lethal stare finally opened up about the controversial evolution of his beloved character and why even he didn't see this version of Jason coming. I've played Jason for over a decade, Burton said, leaning back in his chair during an exclusive interview. I've seen him shot, brainwashed, presumed dead, more than once. But this is different. Since his dramatic return earlier this year, complete with a mysterious backstory involving a secret mission, memory gaps, and a rogue organization pulling strings, Jason Morgan has been off. Not just different, unrecognizable according to some die-hard fans. He used to be the guy who didn't speak much, but said everything with his eyes, said longtime viewer Arlene Castillo of Chicago. Now he's talking in riddles, hiding things from Carly and Sonny, and making choices Jason never would have made. Who is this guy? Social media has been ablaze with hashtags like #NotMyJason. Message boards are flooded with speculation. Has Jason been brainwashed again? Is this even the real Jason? Burton hears the noise, and while he doesn't write the scripts, he's as emotionally invested in Jason as anyone in Port Charles, fictional or not. I've always said Jason has a code: loyalty, protect your family, no unnecessary emotion, no betrayal. That's who he is at the core. But the writers wanted to explore what happens when you take a man like that and rip everything he believes out of underneath him. So now we're seeing a Jason who's still trying to follow his code, but maybe doesn't know if it still applies. Part of the uproar stems from a recent storyline in which Jason, long seen as Sonny Corinthos' right hand, was shown striking a secret deal with law enforcement, potentially putting his loved ones in jeopardy. For fans, it felt like a betrayal. For Burton, it was a challenge. When I got the script, I thought Jason wouldn't do this. But then I took a step back. He's been through trauma, isolation. He doesn't know who he can trust. So now he's making moves out of survival. Not power, not ego, just trying to stay alive. But is it working? Some fans are intrigued, admitting the new storyline is complex, unpredictable, even thrilling. It's like watching Jason in a psychological thriller, said Tara Newen, a viewer since 1998. It's uncomfortable, but in a good way. We're being forced to see him through a new lens. Others are still fuming. For many, Jason's consistency was comforting in a soap universe where betrayals are weekly and amnesia is practically airborne. Changing his fundamental nature feels like a breach of trust. There's a difference between character growth and character assassination, said a Reddit user. This isn't Jason evolving, this is them replacing him with a plot device in leather. Burton acknowledges the tightrope act. He knows how much this character means to people. It's meant everything to me too. And I won't lie, some of the choices we're seeing now have been tough for me to wrap my head around. But at the end of the day, I'm an actor. My job is to honor the character and bring the writer's vision to life. Still, Burton hinted that answers and maybe redemption are coming. I'd tell fans, don't give up on Jason just yet. There's a reason for everything. The writers aren't just flipping the table to stir the pot. There's a deeper story being told, one that might bring him full circle or take him somewhere brand new. When asked if Jason might eventually return to his old self, Burton smiled cryptically. Jason's been dead before. He's come back from worse. But whether he returns to who he was or becomes someone new, that's part of the ride. And I'm here for it. As the dust continues to settle in Port Charles, one thing is for sure. Jason Morgan's transformation has lit a fire in the fandom, one that shows no signs of dying down. Love it or loathe it, change has come. And in true soap opera fashion, the only guarantee is more drama ahead. As Steve Burton put it, Jason may be stumbling through the dark right now, but sometimes that's how heroes find the light.